Hmm. Let me see. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now, let me. I'ma see. Y'all look, I'm gonna give y'all some time. We're gonna see if everything's cool, if everything's clear. We're gonna wait for a little while and see if shit hot or not. That's what we're gonna do.
I am the writing on the wall, the whispers in the classroom. Without these things, I am nothing. So now, I must shed innocent
What
blood.
up, Jawan?
Come with me, be my victim.
I'm bringing the sound of pain through your ear pods and pound your brain if your ears clogged. The threats of all these devils won't sound the same when you hear God. Talks to these fashion moguls don't sound the same when you wear scars. When it's your time to eat, gotta pound the table like where's ours? Protect your dreams and get your prayers
Yeah.
wrong. Yeah, you in my lane and that's a clear charge.
What's up,
Prepare
Warren?
hard. Before Nick was wildin' out, y'all was finding out what I'm about. The G's always silent. I go the Giannis route, define your clout. Designer outfits or designing houses, finding spouses, sipping through mine Flav on reclining couches. I can vouch this. Went from spiteful menace to nights in Venice. Flight was endless. Listen to Michael
What's
Prince
up,
and the
Reed?
nights of Hendrix. Life tremendous. There's no regrets, there's only lessons
What up,
learned.
Blade?
Rain in heaven, burn in hell, that's how your death is earned. I wish
What's
Obama
up,
got
Nick?
an extra term. The next election, that's the next concern. Yeah. A guilty nigga's always first to bargain. Yeah. He pissed his trousers when he heard the sergeants. 2 bricks of powder wasn't worth the charges. Up in the worst apartments, cooking. Take a couple steps back. Wait for that work to harden. Hurts to
What's up,
guard
Gina?
him. Man, I pray that they don't search the garden. My auntie's claiming that the church has robbed them. Damn. A violent felon that was cursed with stardom. Screaming life's a bitch, so fuck the world. That's how you birth the problem.
What's up, Yusef? Sunnyside? Michelle? Yo, Elaine? I'm gonna give people a little bit more time, and we gonna get going.
They say that life is a movie with no extras. I still shed tears thinking about when my bro left us. We so restless. Start the day off with no breakfast, selling coke reckless. So you can't tell me about no protest, nigga. Cause it's post-tested, no effort. Flow is just something to cherish. Y'all be believing everything that y'all see. Shit is fucking pathetic. You'll come to regret it. Too much smoke in your mirrors. I'm hoping you hear it. Cause life is the realest. No productions or edits. Get nothing but credits. There's something enchanting about niggas crowded on street corners. They call police on us. If you see please warn us. There's too much heat on us.
Yeah.
10 years worth of that dope
What's
is
up,
longer
Ron?
than 3 warrants. How you think I made it out? Stashing drugs by the
Yeah.
neighbor's house. The feds staking out. Realize what you praying about. Predators study what they pray about. Strategize, then you take them out. Duffel bag, I'm your favorite out.
Off cameras, how we did it before the mentions. Long nights in the trenches, time ticking. So respect my position. Ribs clicking, so respect my decision. Yeah, ain't shit was ever given before the name. We was cooking up cane, made a change, and then now we find a way out. In the streets, how to cash
Away with
out.
these hours, it's time, man.
I'm gonna go ahead and pause that shit right there. That was ransom. Actually plugged that shit up on my Facebook. I plugged that ransom director's cut 3. I want to make sure that y'all can hear me clearly, can hear my voice clearly, because I'm sitting up. I'll tell y'all my situation, but it may not go smooth. I'm hoping it goes smooth, but it may not. So y'all let me know if y'all can hear me clearly before I even get started here. Y'all let me know if y'all can at least hear me. Okay, so we sounding cool. All right. So y'all know first and foremost, shout out Team Rock. Y'all already know what the fuck it is. Black first, second, and third. Y'all already know what it is. I really appreciate all the support. I appreciate everybody that's getting merch from me. Y'all know that I got the face mask and t-shirt, so I appreciate everybody who is ordering that, sending me those pictures so I can post them up. I really, really appreciate that love. You don't know anything about that. You want some pro-black gear, you want a pro-black face mask, then check out the links in the description box. Come fuck with me. I got some, I got some pro-black ass designs over there. Um, Y'all, this is random as fuck. I was actually planning on going on Facebook because people be getting mad at me over Facebook posts. So I was going to go live on there to give people a chance to express their grievances with the shit that I post. Since there's such a big problem with the shit that I say, I was going to give people a chance. But I go on that motherfucker. And lo and behold, my account is suspended over a post I made back in July. Now, some of y'all that follow me on Facebook, as you should be, and Instagram, but if you follow me on Facebook, you saw me repost a post where it said somebody had put transgenders or women all, whole bunch of time, and then somebody at the bottom said get pregnant then. And it got over like 1,300 comments and shit like that. I just, it's like that's from July, September. We passed that. All right, we should be past the point where somebody would be mad over that. And people was mad as fuck because they was like, well, what are you trying to say? That women who can't have children aren't real women? It's just like, y'all motherfuckers dumb. And even if you could have kids, you probably shouldn't because you fucking dumb. This is, I mean, like, people dumb. You know what I'm saying? Like, should you really be having kids? Should you be nurturing a growing mind? Should you be molding that? Really? If you mad about this, because then, okay, we can update the shit then. And anybody with an artificial pussy can't be classified as a woman. But people got mad about that post, so here we are. I said I would just take it to YouTube and we'll do it live on here. We'll talk about some shit. I'm going to be paying more attention to y'all's... I'm going to try to pay more attention to the thread tonight. So if y'all got some questions or anything like that, or you might have saw some shit you didn't really fuck with like that, y'all, whatever type of topics y'all may want to talk about, keep this shit relevant though. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is going to be about black shit. We're going to be dealing with black people, black shit. Now, of course, it's been a while since I did a live. And from what I'm noticing, a lot of things are not changing out here in these streets as far as where people's minds at. Because they are dropping, they dropping some heavy hitters on motherfuckers right now. And people are thinking that they're going to fight oppression. Now, we bringing attention to oppression, so-called Black Lives Matter, which we understand that is controlled opposition at best. And them motherfuckers take too many breaks. But they are continuing to brutalize. They are continuing to murder our people with impunity. They are continuing to do that. Nothing's stopping them from doing that. Y'all can march. You can hold your signs up. You can do all that shit. But what you must understand is they don't give a fuck about you begging for your life to matter to them. So now what Black Lives Matter has done, and really what they were doing from the beginning, is redirect. Now, the movement is for us to go vote. Now, you got black people out here championing the vote, as usual, every time it's around voting season, in an effort to get Donald Trump out of there. An effort to get what they're deeming as white supremacy out of the White House. Now, we're not trying to clear the institutions that we have of white supremacy, but as long as we get out the White House, at least it won't be so overt. Black people are asking for a more covert form of white supremacy, or the idea of white supremacy. This is, how low our self-esteem is, where we just want it to be on the low. That's all we want. We don't really have any request other than we want white supremacy and racism to be on the low. Lock millions of us up. Just don't be out here all at press conferences saying no racist shit. That's all we want. We don't have any real list of demands. We just want the motherfucker that's on the podium speaking into the mic not to slip up and say no racist ass shit. That's it. That is all. Now, that's a low bar for where we are now, and the fact that we've been in this nation before they came to the nation. We've been here. We've been here. Of course, they're going to do the first colonies and all that shit, 1619, cool. But we was already over this motherfucker too, right? And by now, you would think our list of things that we want, things that we would be requesting of this system would have grown more. It hasn't grown any. Stop being so racist in our face. That's it. We should be beyond that. Now, I try to challenge us to get beyond that, but that seems to be something that we have a hard time even fathoming the idea of us getting further than that. That's as far as we want to go. Is don't be so racist all up in my face. Right? Now, of course, we'll do the praying hands when they murdering us, and then we sharing these fucking disgusting ass fucking videos that we share, calling ourselves bringing awareness, when I completely disagree with the idea of sharing those videos, because what it does is desensitize you to watching yourself be murdered. You don't see videos of motherfucking dogs being killed every day because white America, the cave society, won't allow their best friend, because they say man's best friend is just your best friend, motherfucker. I don't know who you talking about, all right? They're not going to share videos of dogs being murdered all day, every day, but your ass can be murdered all day, every day, and y'all share the videos like it ain't shit. Y'all don't care. You're desensitizing yourself. You're desensitizing our people. You're desensitizing our children to where this becomes a normal thing. And white society gonna spread it out here. It's not like they give a fuck about what's really going on, because they will be exposing more than you being murdered on film if they actually gave a fuck about your existence. If they gave a fuck about your life, they wouldn't just be talking about police brutality or the murder at the hand of the police. They wouldn't just be talking about that. They'll be talking about this motherfucking wage gap. Right? Wouldn't they be talking about that? Wouldn't they be talking about what black Americans are owed reparations? Wouldn't they be more conversations about that? Now, of course, we force those conversations. We force those conversations, but they're not just covering that all willy-nilly. But you can wake up tomorrow and see a black man or woman be killed or shot, maimed, or something happening to a black man or woman. You can see that shit all day, every day. They're going to expose that all day, every day, to keep your mind on that level. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't be upset, but we must understand that there's a whole lot more going on out here. Whole lot more problems, because even if I'm not killed, they're still disenfranchising my people. Even if they don't kill me, they're still locking me up by the millions. And we're still sitting in prisons right now. We're still sitting in prisons for what the white man and his mama are coming out here making millions and billions of dollars from. So those things are relevant. Why aren't they talking about that? Why are we not talking about the disenfranchisement? If you're going to be the news, why are you not bringing attention to that? The fact that they are locking black people out of the marijuana, the legal marijuana selling game, the business, they're not talking about that. They don't want to expose that. They just want you to know that these cops are out here shooting you down like that. And that is relevant information. But you're not about to vote your way out of that, you see. And anybody that is pushing that message, you need to check them. You need to be checking them. Somebody said in here, modern day lynchings. They actually got some real life lynchings happening too, and nobody's bringing the coroner or the motherfucking medical examiner to task. Nobody's talking about that either. And CNN and ABC and Fox and nobody's talking about the fact that all black lynchings are ruled suicides. All of them. That's not a conversation they're trying to have. They don't want you to look at those facts. They don't want you to try to understand that. To make sense of that. To bring that to your attention. They don't want to do that. They want you to keep saying, fuck the police, which is fine. But there's a comma. And my shit is fuck the police, comma, judges, comma, bankers, comma. You see, there's commas in my shit. I got commas like a motherfucker in my shit. My list of fuck these motherfuckers is longer than the police, you see. But as long as you saying fuck the police and that's all, and taking your ass to the polls and vote, then what you've done is sign up for your oppression for the next 4 years. And really continuously. This is what you're doing. This is what you signing up for. Because once you sign up for it, you don't get to complain, at least in my opinion. Once you tell me you voted, and once I see your stupid ass sticker, what I'm going to know about your mentality is that you signed up for this shit. You see what I'm saying? You signed up for it. They made you believe that, Trump was the end all be all of racism. That's what they made you believe, because you were weak enough. Your mind was weak enough for you to fall for that. And now you voted for Joe and Kamala. You see, this is our way to fix things. Is by having Joe Biden come along and lock your sons up. This is the fix. Well, just lock us up. Stop killing us, though, because that's out of control. Just lock us up by the millions, disproportionately by the millions. I was in an interesting conversation the other day because, well, the situation y'all see me in, this is not my home. Y'all see, I'm in a hotel out in Emporia, Virginia, because my truck broke down. So they brought me out to this hotel. On my way up here, of course, when you're sitting at a terminal, you are subject to all types of different types of conversations. On my first day I was up there, my truck broke weak on the fucking highway. My first day up there, I had an interesting conversation with a cave trucker. And if you're not familiar with my lingo, this is a white trucker. Now, in this conversation, I was observing the pathology of the caves. That's what I'm always doing, because what you must understand is when you study them, study their movements, their conversations, and things that they say, they always studying you. You may think you out here living your best life, doing your little dances and shit like that, but they studying your motherfucking ass at all times. Constantly studying you. So I study them the same motherfucking way. Keep the same energy, right? That's what y'all say? So I study them. So I'm having a conversation with this motherfucker. And every time I talk to a trucker cave, when we out here on the road, they're talking to me about race. Race just automatically comes up there because I show up like this. This is what I had on at the terminal today. Even had a white bitch tell me she liked my shirt. And I said, yeah, right. Of course you do, right? So this is the type of shit I'm on. So when motherfuckers see me, the conversation goes straight into a racial conversation. So of course, this motherfucking white trucker telling me about how he does not agree with Black Lives Matter. Right? And I'm not the type that's going to jump out there and tell him, well, motherfucker, I don't agree with Black Lives Matter either. I'm not going to do that shit all outright out front. Because then they may think that I'm on some anti-black shit. Because to them, Black Lives Matter is equivalent to the Black Panther Party of old. And I know that's bullshit. But they don't understand that that's bullshit. A lot of the shit they be saying, they kind of put it all in the same group. Black Lives Matter would be pro-black movement. Now, I know that's bullshit. Based on my logic. But based on their logic, that is just black people speaking up for themselves. And that's what they're against. It's no big deal. Cops killing us too. You know, they deflect with those things because they believe that Black Lives Matter and that moniker equals black people speaking up for themselves. So I don't explain that I'm against Black Lives Matter right off. He explained to me why he disagreed with Black Lives Matter. And then he had a question. And these are the type of questions that he made sure first he said, well, I don't want to offend you. Because my face is quite cold in these motherfucking streets. I keep a straight motherfucking face, no skinning and grinning, and I don't do all that shit. I don't want to offend you. I said, no, it's okay. Because I understand the types of things that they're going to say already. He don't know. I've been studying y'all for years. I know the type of shit you're going to say. I knew where he was going to go. He said, I find it interesting that up in Chicago, and y'all that study, y'all in the chat, where he going? Y'all know, right? Up in Chicago, I could just leave that. A white person can say that. I know where they're going. I know where they're going. I know where they always go. Up in Chicago, where are you going? Somebody's been studying. So once he started off with up in Chicago, I knew what was coming. And he saw my face change, so he stopped for a second. He said, are you sure? I said, yeah, go ahead, man. You know, dude, I know what you're going to say already, motherfucker, and this is what I'm thinking. He said, well, I find it interesting that up there, they're not really worried about the black on black crime. Then we know he was going to do it. We knew, didn't we? We knew that he was going to do that. We knew. We knew he was going to do it. We know they programmed to do it. Why aren't Black Lives Matter targeting this black on black crime? And I said, hold on. I said, now, okay, I understand that, right? Now, what you must understand, that you, as a white man, y'all have a tendency to go out here and rape and murder white bitches. And I said it just like that. I said every famous serial killer you know is a white man, right? He said, yeah, they are. Almost like he had to think about it for a second, because he probably felt like he was being walked into some shit he wasn't gonna be able to get out of. I said, okay. So if you know that you go out here and murder white bitches at numbers that are staggering. I mean, you just look at Ted Bundy and all of the famous serial killers. They was murdering white hoes. Why in the fuck do they not call you murdering white bitches and anybody else that y'all want to murder? Because y'all murder each other. Y'all don't come down to the ghetto, to the hoods, as y'all call them. Y'all don't go on murdering sprees there. Y'all go up to the suburbs. Y'all want to murder blinds because they remind you of your mama. Y'all crazy like that. Right? Well, yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah, I know I'm right, motherfucker. But follow me through here, right? So if you can go out here and murder 35 white bitches, right? Serial killer. You can sit on top of get you a hotel room and shoot an assault rifle down off into a motherfucking concert full of white people. You can murder 60 of y'all in one hit. Why don't you call that white on white crime? Now, you could have saw this motherfucker's face, because there was nothing he can do, because he's trapped into a situation where he has to now put in his mind, well, damn, why don't we call that white on white crime? Now, what he said with his mouth was, man, I never thought of it that way. And see, at that moment when he said he never thought of it that way, I know why he never thought of it that way. So I explained it to him. The reason you never thought of it that way is because I'm the thug in this society. Now, of course, I don't agree with gang violence, innocent bystanders being killed. I've seen actually some stories of some children being caught up in some crossfire. These motherfuckers can be burned at the stake on TV right now. I don't give a fuck about them. Cooning at the highest level. But what you've been seeing all your life is that I'm the thug. Ted Bundy is just a criminal. He's just a separate criminal from your pathology. And since they criminalized me, you never think about you. You could go on a streak right now, kill 30 motherfuckers. You never gonna think about you. The news will never report that as white on white crime. Because the news media is against my people. It allows for me to be dehumanized. So that way when we get murdered by the cops, everybody has to come up with a reason why that cop would be justified in murdering me. This is why you think like that. Oh, he was stumped. Didn't know what to fucking say. He said, man, I guess you're right. I never looked at it like that. He kept saying that shit over and over again. Because I was going in at this point. Because I was ready for his motherfucking ass. Because they never think about themselves like that. Because the media has made them look at you like that. And you know what our answer to that is? To go vote, which doesn't make any motherfucking sense. This is where we are. To combat. Y'all listen. Hold on. We're gonna deal with YouTube real quick. Hold on, I'm gonna give people time to realize I'm back. Man, these motherfuckers. I'm gonna give people time to realize we back in here. This is, and see, They knew. I was going. Yeah, I was going. They say want to fuck with the streams and shit. Y'all know how they act. Y'all know how they do. But we gonna keep rolling. All right? We gonna keep rolling on their motherfucking ass. Now, when we're dealing with, this is where I had left off. When we're dealing with the propaganda machine that is the media, we're dealing with the machine. We're dealing with the system again They're going to cover you being murdered. They wouldn't even cover dogs being murdered like that every day because they know that would damage people's psyche. They're going to cover you being murdered. They're going to also make sure society looks at you as a criminal, as a thug. They're going to talk about the killings in Chicago, not saying they're not relevant, but that's all they're going to talk about where you're concerned. Where the caves are concerned, though, they're going to exonerate them. They're not going to talk about so-called white-on-white crime. They're not going to talk about those things because the society is vested into keeping you down, to oppressing you. That's all the society is. And to fight that, black people's brightest idea is to go vote for somebody other than Trump. Because you got to understand, I mean, this white man, his pathology and white people's pathology, the cave pathology, that's been developed before Trump even got here. That's what we don't want to deal with. That's the reality we don't want to deal with. They've been thought that about you. That's why they clutch their little purse. That's before Trump showed up. You've been the criminal. You've been the one filling the prisons up, and nobody has sympathy or empathy for you because you are just a criminal. Once you decide, once society can paint you as a criminal, everything they do to you will be justified based on your criminality. That's how this works. Now, Black Lives Matter ain't gonna come have that conversation. They're not gonna talk about that. They're not gonna talk about the propagandized media conglomerate, the machine that wages war against our people and been waging it since I was conceived. I was a criminal before I showed up. And if you're a criminal, we can do anything to you. Nobody has sympathy for you. This is why you have to tell me your life matters, because criminals' lives don't matter, and you're a criminal. I mean, you can call yourself black, right? Because that's how they treat us. You can say you black, you can run through your names, African American, Negro, whatever the fuck you want to call yourself, criminal. That's what we call you. And this is how we justify our behavior towards you. Because we're just trying to keep the criminal element down. But they don't expose themselves as criminals. They won't show themselves in that light, the true light. They refuse to do that. And we don't make them do it. We don't hold them accountable for it. Because the media is making your life not matter. The society agrees with the media. Your life don't fucking matter. You're not going to be seeing dogs get shot down all on fucking the news. Breaking news. Lassie gets gunned down every single day. No, you wouldn't see it. You know what they would say? That would traumatize little white children. And therefore, they wouldn't even put that shit on social media like that at all. They won't do that. Not even to fucking animals. Y'all know some of these vegan motherfuckers. Now, y'all know vegans arrogant, right? A lot of these vegans real arrogant. Get real high up on that, you know. They got big egos and shit, right? Y'all know they would share videos of animals being slaughtered or mistreated, or, you know, this is how you getting your meat. For y'all meat eaters out here, right? You won't even see a video like that all up on the news every motherfucking day. Even though we know that those animals are being treated like that every day, you're not going to see that every day. They're going to say that that imagery traumatizes children. Huh? That imagery will traumatize children. And they're not talking about your kids, because they don't give a fuck about your kids. White children, though. They worried about it traumatizing them. You being murdered? Nothing. That's okay. And we make it okay because we're going to share it, right? And we don't see anything wrong with that because we're not thinking about what we're doing. We just be doing shit. We do exactly what they want us to do. And they spend all this time murdering criminals, locking up criminals, and not giving a fuck about the conditions that these so-called criminals live in. They don't give a fuck about any of that. Their job is to make sure they don't traumatize little white children. And even though these children are protected this way, they still gonna shoot the goddamn school up. Ain't that something? Isn't that something? Because this is the point I had to bring home for this motherfucking cave truck drive out here. I don't know what the fuck he thought he was walking up on. I had to bring this point home. Because with all this protection and insulation that you receive as a motherfucking white man, you still run around out here and murder 20 brunettes. Because your mama used to put cigarettes out on your stupid ass when you was young, lock you up under the porch. Remember? Did shit like that. Daddy them raping you and shit like that, right? You was going through shit like that. So whether you insulated or not, because you made me the criminal, even when you by your motherfucking self, your motherfucking mentality breaks down and you lose it. Or, y'all remember this term, go postal. That's even when you insulated, got the money, in middle class, came up with both your parents, you still break down. Still. What about white on white crime? See, this is one of the points that even these black conservatives, they'll even talk about this. They'll talk about black on black crime without dealing with white pathology and their mentality. With all the protections that they have, these genetically inferior motherfuckers still break weak. And do all types of shit. To their own. Because it's happening mostly to the murder, when they have serial killers, they do that shit to their own. And nobody calls that white on white crime. In order to protect even their egos from thinking of themselves as criminals. They always looked out for their criminals. Some of the first immigrants, which was white motherfuckers that came up here in New York. Some of y'all may be familiar with this. They was up there getting it in. I'm going to show you what they do with their criminals. They was up there getting it the fuck in. Up in New York. Robbing, stealing, vandalizing, forming gangs. Some of the first gangs. White folk, caves. Only difference was that they may use their last name. There was a family gang. Once up in New York, the cops, 3Ks, don't get this shit fucked up, were having to do something against their nature. They was having to put white men in prisons. What they decided was that once we take these white men away from society, they can no longer be a benefit to society as workers, nor could they successfully be there to raise their children with that white cave hoe. Now, we know, again, two-parent households don't mean shit for these caves. They'll still take to a roof and shoot up every motherfucking body. So we know it doesn't mean anything, but that was important for them. So what they did with their criminals, real criminals, was create job programs. That's what they did for theirs. Now, you show up with an ounce of weed. They wouldn't issue no job program for you. What they did was theirs was introduce job programs to rehabilitate these motherfuckers as opposed to leaving them in prison for 30 goddamn years. They saw no benefit in that. They saw no way that that person could contribute to society from being locked up for 30 goddamn years. That's what they did for their criminals. Y'all know what they did during the Prohibition era, the bootlegging era. What they decided to do, instead of fighting that shit full-fledged, they said, well, let's just make alcohol legal. So again, look at how they treat their criminals. Look at how they treat their criminality. You don't get that treatment. And your cure to this is to go vote. That's not going to work, black people. I don't care how much you want it to work. You can pray every motherfucking night. You can pray every night to your Jesus or whoever the fuck you want to talk to. It's not going to work for us like that. We've allowed these motherfuckers to establish themselves on the infrastructure Therefore, they're insulated. So even when you put a black person in a certain position within this system, they're going to be working with the system. And this is not going to conspiracy shit. This is just, look at, we have black judges and all types of shit. They still working within that system because you're still the criminal. It doesn't matter if a black person is the one handing out the sentence or the sentence. You're still the criminal. That's still your role in this society. We have yet to combat the system that made that our role in this society. We ain't combating that. We want to go vote for our next new shiny oppressor. And then the motherfuckers that want to go through that system, which again is insulated so tight, there's nothing you can do. These motherfuckers are able to rape children, full blown run sex trafficking rings. And we've been seeing the news break on these. They're finding children in large number all over the fucking nation. And that's if they have looking. If they actually leave me the fuck alone about some weed and actually look for these kids, they'll find thousands. But they don't want to do that. You see? They got to come lock me up for this ounce that I'm about to roll up. They worried about that versus going to look for these goddamn kids. They're not really worried about that. That's not a, you know how they have a war on drugs? There's no war on sex trafficking. You ain't heard about no war on pedophilia. Because that's they shit. That's the shit that they into. They ain't really want to deal with that like that. There's no all-out war against it. Because the war is not against the drug. The war is against you. You're engaged in war, and your answer is to go vote. Your answer is to stand out in the motherfucking streets and scream how much your motherfucking life matters to people who don't give a fuck how much you say it matters. They're going to tell you no, it don't. You know how I know? Because you're a criminal. That's their proof. Talk to racists. Talk to a bigot as fuck racist. They don't have anything against. They don't got nothing against you. They don't got nothing concrete against you. You didn't do anything to their people. You didn't enslave their people for generation after generation after generation. You didn't rape them. You didn't murder them. You didn't do experiments on them. They don't have nothing on you. The only thing they have on you is that you're a criminal. And you know what? The Mexicans, the so-called Hispanics, feel the same goddamn way about you. And these Mexican motherfuckers are some of the most deranged, delusional motherfuckers. Now, they'll do it in Espanol. They may be racist against you in Espanol, but them motherfuckers are racist fuck against you for no goddamn reason. They don't have nothing. They don't got nothing against you. Not really, nothing valid. All they ever say about you is that you're a criminal. When you show up, crime increases. That's because they're not counting your motherfucking crime, white man. His mama, they're not counting your crime as crime. It's business as usual when you're doing it. You can pollute an entire ocean. That's the cost of doing business. They don't got to rectify it. I saw that Governor Schneider, the motherfucker that was responsible for poisoning the water up in Flint, who Obama never brought to justice. I saw that he endorsed Joe Biden and Kamala. Now, people were on him like, well, how you getting an endorsement from him? That's fucked up. How you getting an endorsement from him? That's some old bullshit right there. But guess what, black folk? That happened on Obama's watch. Obama didn't do a goddamn thing. Governor Schneider is able to endorse a Joe Biden because that motherfucker ain't in prison. Because poisoning water means nothing when I'm the one got the weed. Remember? I got the weed. So the focus is on me. I'm selling the drugs. They don't give a fuck about poisoning the entire, water. People's water supply. They're not worried about that. Governor Schneider can come out here and give his endorsement for Joe Biden. This is where we are. This is what we allow this system to do. And all we want to talk about is police brutality. That's it. That's why our conversations they end right there. Police brutality. That's it. That's all. This is what we got to deal with. Police reform, defund the police. What about defunding white supremacy? Got me? What? Y'all, like, it's almost like we selling ourselves short. We selling ourselves short. You want to defund the police, but not defund white supremacy, institutional racism, which has a bankroll, a heavy motherfucking bankroll to keep you oppressed. It's constant. But you don't want to defund white supremacy. That's not what you're calling to do. Black people, we need to raise our standards. Now, of course, people are going to be on me because I suggest that we do this type of stuff. If you're going to be yelling at white supremacy, well, don't just say defund the police. Defund white supremacy. You see. Because defunding the police ain't going to be enough. The police didn't directly poison the water. You see what I'm saying? It's deeper than that. They didn't directly poison the water. They're not the ones giving you the sentences. So just defunding them ain't going to do much. Your children are still redlined in areas where their school system ain't worth a fuck. That is a form of institutional racism. To keep your children in poor or poor educational systems. That causes psychological damage. Even outside of the learning, because even if you can learn in those systems, it still causes psychological damage because you're going up to a school system that you see as poor. You see other children in better school districts. So it automatically creates an inferiority complex within you, and you just going to school. This is before they even start miseducating you heavy. You already see other people living better than you, and you didn't choose that. You was just born there. That's all you did. So a war is being waged against your psyche at all times. You have a propaganda machine working against you at all times. But all we talking about is the fucking police. I don't see how that makes sense to us. All we talking about is going to fucking vote. I don't see how that... We got to get Trump out of there. We got to get white supremacy out of there. What y'all talking about? How is your idea to help black people so small? That doesn't make any sense. White supremacist is going to replace a white supremacist, even if they black. Shout out to y'all boy Barack. Still working within white supremacy. Again, we've had black people at every level now, even the president, or so-called black. He was a half cave still, but so-called black people at every motherfucking level. And still, white supremacy women. You know why? Because we keep signing up for it. Because it don't work without us. And I keep trying to tell black people that because some black people get mad at me because, you know, I go in on our people. I'm trying to break our minds free as opposed to, I can talk about the white man and his mama all day. Them motherfuckers are staying on code. They doing what the fuck they got to do. They doing what all they know to do. They having circular conversations about how criminal we are and how such a problem we are, unless we got on a basketball jersey, of course, you know. Unless we're entertaining them, and then we have purpose in that arena. Just like these weak-ass, hoe-ass basketball players that call themselves boycotting. For what, a game? 2 games? Hell, I fell asleep one night. By the time I woke up, they was finished. They was back to playing. Because that's where we're relevant. They're going to push for us to play, and Barack came and pushed for, I think it was LeBron he talked to, or LeBron and somebody else maybe. Well, we need y'all playing basketball, you see. We need y'all to hoop. I mean, you know, Jacob Blake, that's cool and all, but we need y'all to hoop. We have to give you niggas something else to talk about other than toppling this motherfucking system, other than supporting black businesses, other than uniting with each other to take this motherfucking system down. We got to give y'all something else to talk about. Did you see that game last night? That's what they want y'all to wake up on every day. Did you see that game last night? It was a close one. This way they want y'all's mind. And now, of course, we oblige these people. And when people like me show up that's holding you accountable for having this mentality, you get mad at me. Well, Rob, we can have fun too, right? What you mean too? Now, I remember in English class, because the white man, they taught me what English mean. Have fun too, T-O-O. Now, some of y'all might be a little slow and didn't know it was two O's right there, or how it's being used. That T-O-O, it means also. We can have fun too, right? Then my question is always, well, what's the two? You know what I'm saying? Like, what else are you doing? Because all you do is have fun. All you do is party. All you do is want to be entertained. And you may hold your sign up, but just like that motherfucking boycott that LeBron them did, by the next day you're done with that and you're ready to be on some two shit again. Because the two is in majority. See, when you say two, it makes it seem like it might be something even. No. Black people may do activism about 10%. 90% is entertainment, fuckery, and bullshit. That's where our mentality is. This is just what's big. I'm being real. Rob, you too hard on black people. Who else gonna do it? Somebody has to come do it. And I'm doing it because I love my people. I want y'all to see your 90-10 ratio that you running here. Talking about some two. It ain't no two. Y'all not doing it two. That's all you do is want to be entertained. And then you go sit your ass back down. You may say something about Breonna Taylor, and you may say a little something about it, but most of the time you into some bullshit. So ain't no two. We don't know how to do two. We should be focused on our mission. That's it. Ain't no two yet, not yet. We ain't made it far enough. We ain't get enough for it to be a two yet. Not to me. And that could be a little harsh. But look at what the fuck we've done. Look at what we've been doing. We've been voting for, let me see, 1965. We looking at about 55 years. 55 years. Some of y'all saying that the stream has stopped. Now, I'm still good here. So you may need to refresh, just refresh real quick. And when you refresh, hit that goddamn like button. Hit that motherfucking like button for me real quick. It won't take you no time to do that. Press your damn screen. Y'all know y'all spend all day pressing that motherfucker over bullshit anyway. Press it on my shit real quick. But the thing about our people and our psychology is that we don't like to be serious for long periods of time. This is one of the biggest issues that we have. It's not that we can't get serious, it's that we can't stay serious. Because there is some break or relief that we always need. And I don't understand the break or relief, because you're not getting breaks and relief out here in this system. You're not getting no motherfucking breaks. You're not getting no goddamn relief. And you can't vote your way out of this, y'all. No, they gave you that so you would believe that. You can't pray your way out of this shit. They gave you that so you would believe that. You're sitting here voting and praying, voting and praying, voting and praying. I even saw a so-called black Democrat make the argument, because y'all think Candace Owens is bad, and this bitch is a full-blown, a bona fide, unadulterated coon. But when I hear black Democrats talk, the same side of my brain is operating. You're a motherfucking coon. If you're sitting here claiming that the Democratic Party, or you being a Democrat, has done something for you, supporting Democrats have done something for our people, because they don't deal with our issues for real, then you're misleading people. And you may be doing it out of ignorance. Maybe you believe in the Democratic Party, which I guess I don't really understand based on these people who be political pundits that are supposed to be intelligent. How can you have looked at the history and you still sitting around talking about how black people need to go vote Democrat? Y'all can hate Candace Owens all you want to. That's fine. But I would prefer that y'all keep the same energy with these motherfucking Democrats that show up, like Angela Rye. Same. Y'all need to keep the same energy with that motherfucker. Because, I mean, she may not be cooning on Candace level, because Candace is laying in the cave cooning. Like, That's different type of coon. She land in a cave. She's, you know, black on black crime. She's come out here and justify everything that white supremacy does to oppress our people, murder our people, brutalize our people. Candace Owens will justify all of that. Angela Robb might not justify all of that. But she's still going to tell you to go do something to fix it that doesn't fix it. And thus, she's misleading you. And I feel like that she's smart enough to know that. I feel like she's intelligent enough to know that she's misleading you. And voting and praying is not working for us. It's not working for us all over the years. I even see motherfuckers, you know how people have that argument, talk about how great or more better off Africa is than we are. I made a video about that not too long ago. I actually had to flame these Africoons up. And it was Jamaicans and Africoons going in. I put that video up on my video channel. If you're not subscribed to my video channel, that link's in the description box too. Team Rob videos, come fuck with me. But I just saw an article. And this is, I'm going to show you our mentality. And this is all over the world. This is why when we dealing with coons and the mentality that will make you be a self-hater and the mentality that makes you worship non-black people, this is all over the world. Don't matter what tribe you're from. Don't matter. You can get your DNA test and trace your tribe all the way back. Don't matter what tribe you're from. Does not matter. Don't matter what type of dance rituals you doing. No matter what type of spiritual system you got. You still sitting around. And I'm looking at this article coming from Ghana. They done made some goddamn Chinaman, their motherfucking, some leader or tribes leader, got their motherfucker up on their goddamn shoulders. A Chinaman. Which ain't nothing but a cave. But if you let the Africans or the Africoons are going to be the ones that think like this. I'm not saying this about all Africans. I don't want y'all to get on here cussing me out and all this type of shit. Not all of them. If y'all want to take time out, then we're going to do not all of them. But these Africoons will hoist that motherfucker up on their shoulder and they still worshiping a non-black entity, a non-black person. But y'all told me, Ubuntu done told me that I don't have the work ethic. You lazy. You know how they get. Especially the ones that come over here as immigrants and shit like that, because they be sucking America's dick. I mean, they say America is supposed to be a woman, but these immigrants be sucking America's dick. Full blown. Balls and all. They be going in. It's like ghetto gaggers. That's how the immigrants be treating y'all. If y'all ever familiar with ghetto gaggers, if y'all seen some of that form, and some of y'all be watching that crazy ass shit, and y'all like that shit, and you need to really, really see about yourself, because prayer ain't working, right? It don't work for nothing else. You ain't gonna be able to pray it up off you. But they come over here, and it is just, they be sucking America's dick so hard that they'll make it seem like something wrong with you. And it's like, Ubuntu, come here, man. Come here. What will you look at this article and explain why they got this motherfucking China cave on their motherfucking shoulders like this? Can you explain that? Why are you letting the Chinese come over there, coming up through South Africa and motherfucking take over your whole motherfucking land? Why you got motherfucking Akon over here trying to rebuild Wakanda, making deals with the motherfucking Asian caves, and we know how the Asian caves get busy. Explain this, Ubuntu. Explain yourself. Well, what? You a coon, huh? Because they can't do anything but admit that colonization is the same over there. I try to tell motherfuckers, let's go to the motherland. For what? What they doing over there? Bleaching their skin. They may have black leaders in place, but those black leaders have been compromised because they sell Africa out and have been selling Africa out for centuries. What are you talking about? This is what we're dealing with. Then the immigrants come over here, and they be talking that voting shit too. Because they don't know how stupid voting is, because they don't know the full, the scale of this thing. We should know how dumb it is, but we still doing it. And these motherfuckers will come over here and start talking shit. Start talking shit. Start running their motherfucking mouth. I've worked with some Africans before in my life. And not all of them are trash, but they do have this arrogance about them as though, you know, they'll say things like we don't have culture. They say things like we're lazy. We don't value family. They'll say all types of shit about us. Because they're trying to ingratiate themselves into being the ones that the white people or the caves call the good ones. See, one thing I noticed about our mentality, and this is what happens with black Americans or black immigrants, it doesn't matter where we come from, we're in this competition where we want white people, the caves, to, you know, kind of section us off as, oh, those the good ones. There's a subconscious drive to seek the approval. We want to be the good ones to white folk. As if that ever made them treat us any better. Look what they did to one of their favorites. MLK. Government full-blown killed him. Because they'll try to push over this respectability politics. They like to be on that shit. Well, if y'all just, you know, pull your pants up, put on a suit, man, and talk right and shit like that, then, you know, everything will be... No, y'all don't care about all that. History has proven that. So that's not going to work on me. Y'all killed one of y'all's favorites, gave him a holiday. I mean, which is a little disrespectful. But y'all killed one of y'all's favorites. So, now see, Ubuntu may not understand that. But see, Ubuntu didn't give a fuck about how they assassinated Patrice Lumumba over there either. They they don't give a fuck about that. See, I've sit and talked to some Africans, and I can't sit here and say that I'm as studied on African history as I am on American history, but y'all didn't give a fuck when they murdered Patrice Lumumba. Black leaders did that to him. Now, I won't say that, you know, I won't say that there weren't caves behind it, but y'all didn't give a fuck about that. The revolutionaries that y'all have had over in Africa, they murdering them too, and y'all don't care. Y'all didn't do anything. And it's way more y'all over there than it is us over here in comparison to the white man and his mama. Y'all have the largest black population on the planet. They can come over there and murder your motherfucking leaders and pillage your land, and you do nothing. But even them motherfuckers will come over and talk about some goddamn vote. All them black folk over there. And will come over here and run their motherfucking mouth. Yeah, they're not over there doing nothing. Ducking and dodging the white man and his mama, just ducking and dodging them. Trying to make it. Trying to get by. Same things that black people do over here in America. Just trying to get by. These motherfuckers will come and get on their high horse. Now, what I have to do is understand that we are coons, and it's coons all over that motherfucking place. Our mentalities is fucked up. We want white people to love us. We want to be good to white folk. And we always have. We've always tried to buy our way and flash and have certain material things. And we thought that would make them respect us, and it doesn't. Because they call that being nigger rich. Because you got some chains and you wearing your Gucci's. I'm so tired of seeing black people in their family portraits and everybody got Gucci on. And that's just, you know, that's something to be hailed or proud of. When I see a whole black family in Gucci, I see a whole family of fucking coons, and the poor kids don't even stand a chance. Because see, when I said earlier about defunding white supremacy, we could do a lot of that defunding ourselves. We wouldn't even have to beg the fucking government to do that for us. We could be defunding white supremacy, but we don't want to do it. We don't want to defund white supremacy. No, we just ain't got time to do that. Cause we gotta be Gucci down, Balenciagas and stuff like that, you know. We could defund a lot of these motherfuckers. And we don't. They get to treat us however they want to. Not give you a black agenda, which is what people in the political arena was saying that they were going to hold accountable for. They can do whatever the fuck they want. And our only defense to everything that they do is to go vote. And when it ain't voting season, y'all running the church. When it ain't voting season, you running the motherfucking church. You see? And until we correct that behavior, I mean, this voting shit ain't gonna really matter. Now, I'm gonna get to some of y'all's comments now. As now I'm paying attention. Okay, somebody said this is boring. Well, go kill yourself then. I mean, I would suggest that if this is boring, then you should go kill yourself. And I think the afterlife may be more exciting. Especially if you repent first, according to Christians. Well, I don't think suicide. I think you go straight to hell for that. Apparently, you go straight to hell for that, which I'm not sure how that shit works, but you could always go kill yourself. Because if this boring life got to be boring as hell too. You could always do that. I appreciate everybody that's been watching, following along, hitting that like button for me. I really, really appreciate that. I really, really appreciate that. No, y'all, no, don't. It's I'm being sincere. You know what I'm saying? I'm being sincere. If getting information and knowledge and getting a joke to your black pride, if that's boring, then goddamn it, go kill yourself. Or go watch LeBron now. Because there is that. I mean, that's why they sent it for y'all. Because you niggas is bored with anything but somebody cooning. I'm going to tell y'all what's so funny about black folk. The only way you can be exciting is if you cooning or clowning or, you know what I'm saying? That's the only way you can be exciting to niggas. You got to be on some coon ass shit or entertaining or dancing or TikToking. And that's like, y'all motherfuckers is. Why the white man can't dance, right? Y'all would say the white man, that motherfucker ain't got no rhythm. That motherfucker's not needing rhythm to dominate the motherfucking world, or is he? So I don't know why we put so much stock in rhythm and we got all this flavor and seasoned chicken and good macaroni. They rule the world. What the fuck? How you bragging about cooking food? That's killing you, by the way. But that'll be like an asterisk. We'll put an asterisk by it. It's killing you. They don't need to know how to cook. They food can be unseasoned. It don't matter. You can laugh. It might be funny, but I imagine they sit around laughing all day long because look at the position that we're in. Huh? You can laugh at them not being able to do whatever dances y'all come up with. You can, laugh at them all day. You can laugh. But if you just put your ear up to a cave, you can hear them laughing down that motherfucker too. And it's for different reasons. So see, even our arrogance needs to be, it needs to be changed. The stuff that we take pride in, I'm not saying that we aren't amazing people. We are. We are amazing people. But the stuff in the areas in which that we bragging in, we be talking about the fact that we look young all our life. Yeah, we look, we look good, okay? Cool. We're losing though. We have got to change our brags. They're not saying, again, be proud of your blackness. I'm all about being proud of you being black. But our brags, you can dance all day. You can twerk. Can you? You can twerk, can't you? I know you can. But, I'm sorry. Look, I love y'all. Y'all know I do. But I'm going to keep it real with y'all. And I know that's why motherfuckers don't like me. I know it. I know that's why. Let me get to some of y'all. Let me get to some of y'all. What's up, Faith? Let me get to some of y'all's. What's up, Rich? My homie Rich in the house. But man, we have to change. We have to change the stuff, our brags, all this stuff. We look good and we young forever. Like, what the fuck is the point of looking young forever if you oppressed as a bitch all your life? What good is that? You oppressed as hell all your life. What good is that? We got to change how we look at this reality, because we've gotten complacent in being the people who got the soul, the people who are forgiving. Everything that we put a lot of stock in is trash when it comes to competing, and when it comes to competing or even battling in this war. We at war. Twerking don't do nothing for you in war. Nuh-uh. That belt, that Gucci belt, you tuck your shirt in the front so people can see it's Gucci. That ain't doing shit for you in wartime. Nothing. That's not helping you in wartime. Shaking your ass all over Instagram, TikTok, that ain't. It's just not doing nothing for us in wartime at all. And we got to be real about that. Again, love your blackness. I love my people. Teach our kids to be proud of themselves. Y'all know that's what I'm all about. That's what I'm dedicated to. That's my lane. But I mean, come on, y'all. We at war. And y'all playing. Y'all be playing, scared to say stuff. Y'all know how many messages I get of motherfuckers just scared to tell the truth? I don't want people to be mad. Who gives a fuck? People are dumb. It doesn't matter whether they get mad or not. Who cares? We are losing a war. Like, who cares about upsetting these people? Who cares what the fuck they think? No one... I won't say no one. You shouldn't give a fuck. You shouldn't. We at war, man. You can bring your Bible down there. No, nobody give a fuck. Don't nobody care that you know Matthew verse 4:15 by heart. Don't nobody give a fuck about that. You tithe every week? Don't nobody give a fuck about that. Because from where I'm sitting, goddamn it, your Jesus a goddamn white supremacist too. Yo, God, white supremacist, goddamn it. Some people like using suspected white supremacists. If you want to put suspected in that motherfucker, you can do that too. But I'm at war with that motherfucker too if he up there watching this shit. That's how I feel. Man, I don't know how you say stuff like that, man. I'm at war with every motherfucking cave out here and every motherfucking coon that's out here. So if you're Jesus black, that motherfucker's a coon. And I'm against that motherfucker. I am. Your God black, I'm against his motherfucking ass too. I don't care. I don't care. And in essence, if you saying he made me, then he made me this way, right? He knew I was going to go to war with his motherfucking ass. He knew I was going to disapprove of his motherfucking tactics. Got our people out here fucked up. Reading Psalms. Talking about the Lord they shepherd. What? Shepherd where? Leading you where? What pasture? Like, where is this green grass at? Like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Fourth, X-Prodigy says, you support those who want to physically fight back against white supremacy. That's the question. Of course, I support those who want to physically fight back against white supremacy, but we got to mentally do it first. I mean, I just believe that we have to do it mentally first. We can show up with guns all we want to, but I'll continue. It says, I am a militant black man, and I'm often scolded by my own people because of this. I refuse to be passive. Well, that's how your people gonna treat you. You have to understand, black people scolded the Black Panther Party. They wasn't down with that. Those are what they were called in the old days, rebel rousers. And this is some old terminology. Some of y'all young folk may not know nothing about that. They was ruffling feathers. So see, black people, if you look at our people, when we look at the masses of our people, when we look at the majority of our people, they've always been against militant revolutionary style black folk. They always have. That's never been the majority of our people. And the white man and his mama keeps us conditioned like that. That's why Obama told LeBron to go play basketball. You see? It's to keep our minds occupied to where it won't even take the militant route. You keep telling people that how effective voting is. then we'll just keep voting. You see, that militant route, that's never been popular amongst our people. Talking that militant talk has never been popular amongst our people. Their favorite Negro, which we just talked about, MLK, he wouldn't have got no holiday if he'd have been talking like that. You know that. So that's the mindset they want us in. We have to pay attention to the black people who get reverence in this society. We have to pay attention to those people. I made a Facebook post the other day. If you look around, you say some shit, say you saying some shit, and most white people like what you saying, then you saying something that's anti-black. That's what you're doing. Whether you know you're doing it or not. You're saying shit that's anti-black because that's what they like. They want to keep us in that same mindset. That same mindset. Not holding them accountable. Looking down on us, of course, but not holding white supremacy or racism. They'll say that shit don't even exist. They like that shit. Black people don't fuck with me. You think that's what's happening? Fourth, you believe that's what's happening? Black people just fucking with me like that? Black people don't fuck with me. And that's okay. Because to me, those are just coons. Those are coons that don't like being called out on their cooning. They don't want to change that. They don't want to change the course of their mindsets because of social engineering. Because we've been socially engineered to be this way. These coons are the way that they're supposed to be. Period. That's how they were programmed to be. Period. So when you look at the fact that they took down the Black Panther Party, infiltrated it, took it down from the inside. They didn't have to infiltrate the black church. Remember? Just look at this shit. They didn't have to infiltrate the black church. They didn't have to bother the black church. The black church was already fully functioning, doing exactly what it was supposed to do, because at one time, the black church was used to be a collection of minds that motherfuckers was trying to get the fuck up out of here. At one time. That's why they start putting, they would have overseers sit in the church to listen to the sermons, to make sure there wasn't make sure they motherfucker reading the right part, you know what I'm saying? Make sure they reading the right part and saying the right thing. This is why your pastor skip all over the Bible. You know that motherfucker don't never read that bitch and he don't never read through it with you, and just like in chronological order. He skip all over the place, right? To make sure he reading the right parts to you. To keep you coming to his church and giving him money. To keep you passive. Right? That's why nobody had to infiltrate the black church, because the black church ain't did shit. That's why these religions that are still standing, they haven't had to be fully infiltrated. They had to take out pieces. For example, Brother Malcolm X. They may have to take out pieces, but the infrastructure, it stayed the same. Because that wasn't a problem then. Okay, we took out this motherfucker was getting a little bit out of the way, so we'll take him out, and then we'll let Farrakhan in. We'll let him be live a long life. You know, he can come out here and say a couple things, but we ain't really worried about him because he on payroll anyway. Al Sharpton, he on payroll. Jesse Jackson, payroll. We ain't really worried about religions. Ain't nobody. This government ain't targeting no fucking religion. The Black Panthers wasn't no religion. They wasn't dealing with religion. That mindset is problematic to this society, to this system, and really to the whole world. Because we have to understand, as American black people, when we get on code, black people from all over the world gonna get on code. That's what we don't realize. That's what this society knows. That they know the influence that we have, because motherfuckers say we don't got culture, but look at the influence we have all over this world. If we were to be on code, and some of us understands this terminology, on code. If we were all be on some militant shit, they know the black people all over the world will follow after us. Because they may say we don't got culture, but we are leaders across this fucking world. That's what we are. So take out the motherfucking rebel rousers. Keep the system of religion, whether it be your Islam, your Christianity, or whatever you got out here. They can stay. They're no problem. It's people who break free from that, people who start being about militancy and unity amongst black people, regardless of religion, regardless of all that shit. We unify because we black. You see? Black Panther Party. You see? It was just on some black shit. They know if we ever do that, we will be the model for the entire world, and a whole world will fucking rebel against the goddamn, against the system, against the elites, against these fucking capitalists. That's what'll happen. They know that shit. They know that shit. They understand that. Says, brother, I have been telling everybody that if whites are happy with you, then you're engaging in anti-black behavior. Exactly. When them motherfuckers good with you, you anti-black, and when you're not good with them, they're gonna come take you out or put you in prison, falsely imprison you. That's just what they do. That's what they always 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 have done, but they've been able to do it. See, how I look at the idea of white supremacy and what these white people do, I look at what they do, and I tell us what they're doing. And then I have to say, well, we're still letting it work, and thus I have to hold us accountable for it being able to be something that they can work every fucking day and every motherfucking year. That's why I hold black people accountable, and that's why black people don't fuck with me, that part. They like me banging on these motherfucking the caves. They don't mind that. But they want me to make these white folk a superpower. And even if you look at our psychology, that's what we like. We like first, okay, the white man, his mama, they out here doing all this shit. White man, white man, white man, white man, white man, white man, his mama. You know, they love that shit. Once I start talking about, okay, I know what they doing. I see what they doing. We letting it work, though. And this one niggas be like, man, I ain't got time for that shit. Who won the playoffs last? Who won the playoff game last night? You see what I'm saying? Then it becomes, you know, that's how they get us. Because a lot of the shit that we allow, a lot of this shit to happen, we allowing this shit. Because we're not focused enough. We're not serious enough. We just want to look good. We want to be the best dressed slaves in the world. That's it. The best looking slaves out here. That's all we want. Those are our goals. That's us living our best life. We just want to be the best looking, you know. Hair did, right? Face beat, as they say. Like, as long as we can do all that little stupid shit, we ain't, you know, haircut, you know. Oh, peace, love, and look. Peace, love, and Lucy says, celebrity worship always gets us. Man, listen. If you just talk about celebrity worship with black folk, they get mad. You can't even talk about it. You can't even sit down and explain the psychology. Because again, I understand why you worship celebrities. I get why you do. But I'm not going to be okay with you continuing to. I understand what they did to you because I've been here the whole time. I see what they did. I see exactly what they did to get you where you are, but you're continuing it. If you talk about celebrity worship, black folk going to attack you because you're talking about somebody they fuck with. And black people connect to celebrities more than they connect to the motherfucker that's sitting right beside them. And that's sad. They connect more with say a Beyonce or somebody like that more than they do the person that's sitting right there beside them in the same situation, in the same neighborhood and everything. They connect more with the people who wouldn't even fucking bat an eye at them. They can't get no help from them or nothing. They can connect more with those people, and thus those people are controlled to shift our behavior. Because imagine if all these celebrities was on some militant shit. Just imagine. Now, of course, y'all make excuses of why they can't be on some shit like that, but they know. That type of lead from celebrities, for them to be on some militant shit, they know the influence that will have over people, and thus that's why you don't see celebrities on no militant shit. They're not about to do all that. They'll sell a little something. Justice for Breonna Taylor. Is that really enough? You see what I'm saying? Now, of course, you have people that be like, you can't tell these people what to do, what they play. But it's like, you got to know you're not doing enough if you're not having that conversation properly. Justice for Breonna Taylor, that's a beautiful thing. Still not getting the justice, but justice for Breonna Taylor, cool. There's so many other areas. There's so many deep-rooted psychological issues that we have that can be talked about and broke down. These motherfuckers ain't doing that shit. And they know they're going to keep them from not. They're going to keep them in that same box. We're going to make excuses for why they can't be militant. We're going to talk about them not being able to do certain things. We'll talk about that. And we'll give them the leeway to be like that. And they have millions of dollars. Meanwhile, I'm like this. and I'm regular. I work at regular motherfucking job. I ain't got no millions in the motherfucking bank, but it's understandable that I take those chances. See, people will expect that from me. Well, you can do that because you regular. Wouldn't I be at higher risk because I'm regular? I don't got no goddamn security. Motherfucking feds can kick down this door right now. I don't got no security. I don't got 7 houses I can bounce around back and forth in. I don't have no big bank account off the shores or nothing like that. No, I don't have anything like that. So it's really more of a risk when regular people doing it. But people will say, well, them rich people, they can't do all that, man. They can't be out there like that, man. We make excuses for them. And motherfuckers get mad at me because I don't make excuses for them. How come I can do it? I'm at risk for losing jobs and, having careers, knocked off course. I'm at risk for the same shit. If not more so, because I don't have the bank account they have. I don't have the savings they have. But even other working class people will sit here and say, well, you can do that. You can do it because you ain't really that. Your life has no value because we've also been socially engineered to take on the idea of the capitalist system, that the rich are the only ones that matter. The rich, wealthy, and famous. They matter way more than you do. They matter more to you. They matter more than you do. Their life has more value than you because they have more money. Even people that's working class people even look at them like that. What type of brain fuck is that? You everything, but you treat them like they're everything. You're everything. You see what I'm saying? But we don't look at it like that because we've been conditioned to have a low self-esteem about ourselves. That's just how it is. We don't even look at ourselves as valuable. How crazy is that? Not only do we not have value in our blackness, we don't even see value in our positions and our contributions in this society as a working class people, the people who are working class, We don't even see values in ourselves on that level. We don't have confidence in ourselves about nothing but a couple things, and most of them involve vanity. That's it. Best dressed, dance the best. We can cook the best. But outside of that, we don't have no confidence in ourselves. At all. And that's the social engineering that we've been going through. The reason that you've been put in this system to put these people up on these higher levels. The reason that famous people are treated the way they are is for that reason, to keep your self-esteem low, to keep you feeling like you ain't shit. Feeling like you ain't shit when you the one about to take this L. Wait till they start back evicting motherfuckers. Just wait. Just wait. When they start back evicting people, because they expanded I think until December, November, something like that. Right in time for Christmas, right? That's something else. We be celebrating these holidays. We're gonna be celebrating Halloween with these motherfuckers too. But just in time for that, the bottom about to fall out this motherfucker. You are going to be more affected than every famous person that you look up to. And guess what? They're not going to buy you a house. They're not. I doubt any celebrity or these people that y'all worship, I doubt they even talking about this. They don't care nothing about that. They talk about stuff while it's trendy. And if it's not ever trendy, they don't talk about it at all. This is why this is why they don't talk about as many things. That they'll be trending. If it's trending, they'll say something, then it goes away. But it's about to be fucked up out here for regular working class people. People who lost their job over this COVID shit. It's about to be fucked up. Yeah. One of the first things that Kamala and Joe said they was going to do, Kamala said she was going to mandate a face mask all across the nation. That's one of the first things she said she's going to do. Now, of course, black people don't pay this any attention to things that she's telling you what she's going to do. She done told you she's not going to do nothing for niggas. She done told you that. She's not going to do nothing for black people at all. And the first thing she's going to do is to force people to wear a mask. Now, y'all know they're coming out with this vaccine on November the 1st, which is based on what I read. November the 1st, the vaccine is coming. And they're going to be apparently they're going to be forcing people to wear masks. Now, I don't know if the mask enforcement is going to lessen because of the vaccine or the people who take the vaccine. Of course, I'm not going to take the vaccine. I'm willing to go to jail for this shit. And they're going to be locking people up. I'll be a locked up motherfucker. Right? That's one of the first things she said she was going to do. And black people, when you hear words like mandate, when you hear anything about new laws, what we fail to understand about mandates and new laws is that the enforcement of those so-called mandates and the enforcement of those laws are going to be more brutally enforced upon you. Yeah. I don't know where y'all been. But when they start forcing motherfuckers to do shit, it's going to be more enforced brutally upon you. It will be. It has been every time. When they come out here and mandate a shot, they may, grab a white person by the hand and drag them into something, but they will shoot your motherfucking ass and say they had no choice because you wasn't complying. The society is set up for you to comply. And black people, you willingly sign up to comply at all times anyway. To where the people who don't comply become more of your enemy than the system of white supremacy itself. I had a brother send me a long-ass message about my stance on masks. Even though I am selling masks. Again, if y'all want some pro-black masks, look in the description box. Come fuck with me. He disagreed with my stance on masks. Now, if something happened to me, the people have said things to me like, well, if they do force us to wear a mask and you don't wear a mask and the cops kill you or do something to you, it's your fault. Ain't that something? That's already, they ain't even did it yet. This is what black people are saying to me because they know my stance on things. If something happened to you, it's your fault. Because you didn't comply. Ain't that what they say when these black men and women out here be getting brutalized by these cops? You didn't comply. You don't think they're going to say the same thing about a goddamn mask, the same thing about a goddamn vaccine? You didn't comply. Because I'm not going to. I know me. I know how I get busy. When them cops come and you don't comply, everything that happens to you is your fault. They've already set the stage for that. If you're black. Ain't that what they say every time? Start resisting. That's what they say to black folk. Every time we getting gunned down, comply. Y'all not complying enough. This is what they say to us. So it's going to be the same thing. No matter what the law is, no matter what the mandate is, they're going to be saying the same shit to us. When they do something to you. Yeah, somebody really said that? Yeah. Because that's how we are. We're complying as people. We'll comply. That's what we've been programmed to be. To comply. To the point where you even tuck your pride in and even allow yourself to be disrespected to comply. Now, of course, the caves ain't raised that way. If somebody's infringing on their rights, they feel as though it's their duty to not comply. See, we raised with two different mental pathologies, and I've studied both. I understand both, mine and theirs. Like, it's white folk are talk, if the law ain't right, if you don't like the law, if it's infringing on your rights, then they don't comply. Fuck that. Black people talk, well, you better comply, or if you get killed, it's your fault. And for good measure, I'm going to see if you had a criminal record too. You see? Sold some weed, did you? You're a criminal. That's why you didn't comply. I see what happened with you. You've been unruly. That's why they do that shit. It's just showing that you have a history of non-compliance. That's all those records be about. That's why when stupid ass, coon ass, Candace Owens, when she's talking about that, that's all it is. They're just trying to show that you have a pattern of non-compliance. If you have a history of non-compliance, then well, this is why the cops had to do what they had to do. That's how they justify brutalizing you. And black people, we justify it the same way. It's what we do. And our answer is to go vote. Now, come voting time. Now, they've talked about, of course, Trump is doing this little weirdo shit with the mail-in ballots, which I don't give a fuck either way. But come voting time, whatever happens with this election, we understand that if Donald Trump loses, his supporters are going to be upset. They're not going to comply. But they won't be gunned down by the government either. We must understand that. They're going to be angry if he doesn't win. So we need to be ready for that backlash is going to come if he don't win. Now, again, it doesn't matter to me one way or another. But we need to be ready for that. You need to be talking to your kids now. Stop fucking playing with our kids. Black people will swear you love them. You'll make sure your kid is the best dressed kid in virtual homeschooling. You're going to make sure they're the best dressed, right? Talk to your kids now about the climate. Because even if the climate stays the way it is now, and the way it has been long before we even got here, we need to be educating our children on that. Instead of skipping over those lessons. We need to be educating our children on that and making sure they understand what they may be dealing with out here. What you're going to have to deal with out here. You need to be ready to deal with it. I'm ready. I've been ready. So it doesn't matter to me, one way or another, what happens, because I've been ready. Period. No issue. My children are prepared. They understand what's going on out here. We need to stop playing. We play a lot of games with our kids. Something happening. We like, oh, Lord, I didn't even know. I thought it was over now. No, it ain't been over. Like, what year did they take a break? I miss a year? They never took no breaks. We still not preparing our children to defend themselves. We're not preparing ourselves to defend ourselves. And thus, we're going to be in a situation. We're already in a situation if you really want to be real about it. We must prepare ourselves, prepare our children. It's going to take mental toughness because you got to be serious to prepare. You don't get as many entertainment breaks when you're in preparation mode. We got to be serious about preparing for what's to come. We got to take this shit serious. Somebody said something about Candace Owens going against Cardi B. And I saw that article about Candace Owens going against Cardi B. And, you know, all I could do was shake my head because it's just sad that Cardi B has been able to speak for black people. It's sad to me that she's been put in that position. She's not pro-black. She's not even black. She's not a proud black. She's not anything like that. But she was able to be put in that position. Not only by Bernie Sanders, but also by Joe Biden. She's put in that position to be the talking head for black people. I told y'all the mistake that was then. We talked about this. Y'all acted like it was just some hating shit. Because that's how people treat celebrities when celebrities are called out. Everybody just hating. Right? When I see things happen, I look down the road and see that, you know, I see what's coming. If you make Cardi B the face of black politics, or what they're calling, what I call the politics of equality, because it's different in black politics. The politics of equality is a little bit different. I think black politics is forced to be militant. The politics of equality is talking about everybody. Everybody getting a little piece. It's that minority game that they play. But we allow them to play it, so this is why they play it. So she's the spokesman for black politics, but black politics is becoming equality politics, or the politics of equality. That's what I see most of these Democrats, all of them really, that's what they're doing. Somebody like Cardi B comes out here and is spokesman for black people. She gets called out. Black people say, man, y'all just hating. She can do whatever she want to do. At least she's speaking up. She has to have the intelligence to speak up, because when she gets put in a position with somebody like Candace Owens, she's not going to make it out. Candace Owens isn't smart to me, but she's more articulate than Cardi B. And her talking points, she's repeated them so much, she got them bitches in a bag. I mean, the same thing every time. It's the same thing every time. Her rhetoric is practiced. So she's more prepared than Cardi B. So she gonna tear Cardi B's bitch ass up. But that's the representative that y'all chose. Y'all chose her as the champion. So that's our fault. That's the celebrity worship. That's the cost of celebrity worship. She shouldn't be saying anything. Matter of fact, if you ask me, should none of these motherfuckers be saying anything? Really, not on my behalf anyway. Because everybody's talking about the politics of equality. That's what the Democrats talking about. They're talking about equality that we're going to get if we go vote for Joe Biden. Equality. Now, we understand that the path to equality, there's not no beginning and then you end at equality. No, it's what some would call a struggle. The path is a struggle for equality. Well, ain't y'all tired of struggling for equal? These motherfuckers is up 400 years. They plus 400. And you're struggling to get to zero. Shout out, Roland. If y'all fucking with me, just throw up the B123 up in the motherfucking chat real quick. Let me know if I'm making sense tonight. Because I'm about to wrap this up soon. Let me know if I'm making sense. Let me know if y'all been fucking with me. But when we're talking about equality, it's a struggle there. We struggling to get to zero while everybody else is up 400. You see what I'm saying? But that's a struggle that's where we want to stay. We want to stay struggling to get to zero. Motherfucker, if I'm not gonna show up, go to sleep, I'll wake up plus 400 with everybody else, then motherfucker, the struggle is a waste. But we keep struggling for zero. We just want to get to zero. We just want to be equal. But our idea of equal is zero. We're not looking at that. Everybody's plus 4. They plus 400. So there is no equal at zero. Ain't no starting off on equal footing because they plus 400. They run the government. They're able to enact racist laws that oppress you. Ain't no equal in that. Ain't no equality with that. You see? So when we struggling for this idea of equality, which is what these Democrats be talking about, this is why they have you go exercise your right to vote, because they want you to feel like you're included in this system. Like you're an equal participant in this shit. They want you to feel that way. That's an illusion. I've heard people refer to it as the illusion of inclusion. That's why they tell you to go vote. There's power in your vote. They want you to feel like you're just as strong as everybody else. Not saying that we're not as strong as everybody else, but that behavior, that action, us putting our power into that is why we're wasting power. It's a waste of power. The power is between me and you. It's us coming together. That's the power. Not standing in line voting for your oppressor. But that's what Democrats be talking about. They're not talking power talk. That's why what they talk about don't make sense to me. Because I'm talking about power. They're talking about equality. That's not what I'm talking about. Two different conversations being had. And if we fail to recognize when two different conversations are being had, we're going to keep going in the wrong direction. Because we're allowing them to talk for us, talking about some equality. I ain't asking for no goddamn equality. I ain't asked you for that. I don't want to be equal. with these white folk. Because guess what? These white folk just stupid. They dumb. These motherfucking cave-dwelling motherfucking working class white people, they dumb. Don't nobody want to be in the same situation as them. I don't want to be equal to them. So why the fuck we fighting for that? Them motherfuckers is, a lot of them, now of course, the wage gap is real, but a lot of them motherfuckers are suffering like a motherfucker too. They just too stupid to realize it. They too dumb to realize it. The rich keep getting richer. Now it just so happens that a lot of these people in these positions are the caves in these positions, but the rich keep getting richer. I don't want to be equal to working class white people. Like who? I didn't ask for that. I didn't ask for that shit. Because them motherfuckers are struggling too. They just too dumb to realize it because they can look at me get shot on the goddamn TV and feel an exoneration because it's not happening to them. That don't mean I want to be equal to them though. Because they fucked up. You see what I'm saying? When we talk about welfare programs, guess what? That's them. That's the caves. They occupy in a lot of that welfare programs. But y'all niggas should know if it was all about you, the welfare program wouldn't exist. If it was about you. That's about them. I don't want to be equal to them. Them bitches is dumb. And they feel, you know, because society has placed them to where they can have that confidence. As long as they can call me a nigger and know it, if I get stopped by a cop, I might get shot. They hang their hat on that. Meanwhile, them bitches is bagging groceries at the goddamn grocery store, working up at Amazon, being underpaid. Huh? Being underpaid is goddamn teachers getting underpaid and shit like that. The motherfuckers getting underpaid. I don't want to be equal to them. Why is that my goal? But we have to understand what we're asking for. We keep asking to be equal. And that's all we're asking for. And even when they don't perform, when they don't make us so-called equal, we don't hold it. We don't do nothing about it. Oh, maybe next time. Get in the next 4 years. That's our mentality. We just keep pushing. We keep pushing the line down. And our kids see us fighting the same fight every generation. I can look at black and white films right now, just like this, of people that was out in the 60s talking the same shit that I'm talking right now. Same type of shit. Maybe not exactly the same, but y'all know what I'm talking about. Same shit. I'm listening to Dr. Amos Wilson talk about politics. Same shit. We fighting the same fight, kicking it down to the next generation. Because we want is equality. No. What's up, goddess? No. We be talking about, you know, RVC people all the time. Malcolm X was a prophet. No. I respect and revere Malcolm X. He wasn't a prophet. He was talking about the times that he was in. It just so happens that we've allowed the times to stay the same. That's not necessarily a prophet. That shows our failure to recognize what we need to do to move this thing along. That should be shameful to us. That what Malcolm X was saying in the 60s is the same thing as relevant right now. Same conversations being had. Same conversations about the Democrats and the Republicans. Malcolm X used to flame the goddamn Democrats. He used to flame their motherfucking ass up. And here we are. He wasn't a prophet. Black people just are comfortable. That's all it is. We comfortable as fuck. Go vote, go vote, go vote, go vote. Well, make sure you do it on the state and local levels because that'll really change things. School system still fucked up. Healthcare system still fucked up on every level. Like, you know, you still being locked up, number one. It don't matter. Whatever level y'all talking about, it don't matter. Because that's what we exercise our power. We're not exercising the power by supporting black businesses. By supporting each other. By coming together with each other. By getting our minds off of stupid shit. We got to have more to talk about than LeBron them. Or whatever gossip is happening. Nene Leakes married a woman, y'all. Look. It's like, who gives a fuck about Nene? It wasn't Nene Leakes. Hold on, I'm saying it wrong. It wasn't Nene. Nene is another motherfucker, but I forget the bitch. Well, tell me what's the woman name that married a woman early? That was big news. It's just like, what was that black woman's name? She married a woman and people just made a big deal out of that. Who was it? Can y'all tell me? Niecy Nash, goddamn it. They all the same motherfucker. Nene, Niecy, I don't get it. It's all the same shit. Niecy Nash married a woman, y'all. Look. And niggas is slow, so guess what we did? Did she really? We didn't even know she would date nobody. I can't believe she did it. Who gives a fuck? Who like that? And I get so upset. And I'm trying to do better about my anger, y'all. I really am. I can't believe she did that. Why? Who? You don't know her. But let her marry the bitch, eat pussy for the rest of her life. That ain't got nothing to do with us. Ain't got nothing to do with us. Doesn't matter. The reason what Malcolm X, Amos Wilson, John Henry Clark, even some of Dick Gregory, the reason that shit stays relevant because we ain't moved none. That should make you feel some type of way. You're still voting. That should make you feel some type of way. You still turning your head every time they tell you to go look. Joe Budden out here beating bitches' asses. It's like... Now look, I'm not saying that domestic violence is not an issue that we have here in America across the motherfucking board. But I just don't give a fuck though. Like, not saying I don't care about domestic violence, but I don't care what Joe Budden doing. I don't care what Niecy Nash is doing. I don't care what Kim Kardashian is doing. I don't care if, y'all seen Kanye and Joe Osteen, they was down there acting like they was walking on water. God gonna get them. No, he not. He ain't got nobody else. Why he gonna get them? Huh? He ain't got nobody else. That's blasphemy, them down there walking on that water like that. Nobody really ever walked on water. Who's being blasphemed here? What are you talking about? This is the type of shit that we entertain ourselves with. Wait till God see that. It's like, yeah. When God see this, he gonna get them. No, he won't. No, he not gonna get him. If God didn't get him for disrespecting Harriet Tubman and some of the disrespectful shit Kanye done said, not gonna get him. If God didn't get Joel Osteen for locking his goddamn church over in that hurricane or shit that was happening down there in Texas, he said, lock the door. Yeah, keep them motherfuckers. Yeah, keep them motherfuckers about it. We're not gonna let him in. He didn't get him for none of that. He gonna get him for walking on. Okay. Okay. All right. It just, I can't wrap my mind around. I mean, again, I see the social engineering in it all. I understand the social engineering of it all. But the stuff we concern ourselves with. Look at him. He laying up with a white hoe. It's like, okay. What we doing though? What are the black people that love each other doing? Because we ain't really doing much. What we doing? If you're gonna hold somebody accountable for laying up in the caves, I know it was somebody sent me. I think it was Trevor Noah. I shared it up on my Facebook, I believe. Trevor Noah laying up in the caves. I told y'all about Trevor Noah. Don't nobody listen. Okay. Trevor Noah laying up in the caves. Trevor Noah is a half cave any goddamn way, according to what people were saying, but it's stuff like this that don't matter. Like, what are the black people that love each other? What are we doing? Motherfuckers laying in the caves. Okay, they lay in the caves, and we understand their mentality. We understand their psychology. We understand that these some self-hating ass motherfuckers that be laying in them caves. Cool. I get it. Cool. What are the black people that love each other doing? Voting. So, I mean, it just, to me, when I look at all this stuff, I'm trying to understand how we put focus in some of the things that we do, because we have to focus on what the people who love each other, what the people who really care, what we doing. We got to focus on that. I can't be worried about what these other motherfuckers doing. And we going to laugh them out. We going to laugh them out sometimes. We going to call the motherfuckers out on their coon-ass behavior. We going to do that shit. We can't just let Herschel Walker slide. We can't let Terry Crews slide out here. We can't just let him slide. But, okay, this motherfucker is cooning. So, but what are the people who love each other? What are we doing? What are we doing? Let me see. Let me read a couple more of y'all's comments. Mad love to everybody that's here. I appreciate y'all getting those likes up for me, because y'all know people don't fuck with me like that. So for the people that do, I really, really appreciate y'all. Roland Randolph says, Rob, how do you feel about powerful black people who move behind the scenes to get things accomplished? I mean, that's cool. I mean, what negative thing could I say about them? Now, again, I guess I wouldn't know exactly what's getting accomplished, but that's cool if they're getting stuff accomplished. I don't have an issue with that. I don't care what people doing behind the scenes or whatever. That doesn't bother me, but again, I have to look at where we are. And when you study history and you see where we are, I don't know what's going on behind the scenes, but they ain't doing much back there either. You see what I'm saying? Not to disrespect them, not to disrespect their efforts, but ain't a whole lot going on behind the scenes either, if you really think about it. Because they just got through, didn't they just choke out a black man with a plastic bag not too long ago? So I don't know what's all going on behind the scenes. I can't say what's all going on behind the scenes, but I've been here my whole life. And it ain't much, just to be honest with you. Just to be honest. But, again, hopefully y'all were able to understand my message. I'm about to get the hell off here because I got to get my ass early up. Got to get up early in the morning, actually. And get back out here and see what the fuck going on with this goddamn truck. But I really appreciate everybody who came through here tonight, even though we had a little technical difficulties. YouTube hated on us for a second. But I hope everybody was able to take a message from me. Y'all know how I'm going to come through here, how we going to do it. I love y'all. I love everybody who supports the channel. I love everybody who supports me, sends me messages of positivity. I love everybody who is ordering t-shirts and masks from me. I really, really appreciate that. And y'all know I don't be in here every week, but I come through with a good word and just to, give you a little black power. I'll try to give it a little, what's the thing, the defibrillator. I try to give you a little black power or jolt. That's my job. My job is to come through and be the goddamn defibrillator for your black power to wake that shit up in you, because a lot of us got coons in us and we don't want to kill them. We don't want to think about things differently. We don't want to re-engineer our minds to be more into a militant black mindset. And we have to do that work. It's not easy work, but it has to be done. That's the only way we're going to get through out here. And y'all be ready, because shit about to get real out here. So y'all be ready for it. All right? Mad love to y'all. I will see y'all next time. Black first, second, and third. And shout out Team Rob. Y'all already know what the fuck it is. I'm out.